Savoye, made in France by Le Corbusier. It is made in 1929 of steel and reinforced concrete. There are 2 images associated with it. The context is that this was made in the era of what's called the international style, which is where architects were hoping to use mass-produced pieces, industrial materials. They rejected ornamentation and color and wanted to use instead repetitive forms, flat surfaces, and glass. In this design, they also, or Corbusier in particular, was wanting to get humans close to nature, so he minimized the importance, or minimized this bottom level and focused more on the second and third level, which gets the humans up above, off the earth ground, and more into, you can see the visual here of all the trees around this lot. It is based on the idea that humans have the needs for sun, space, and vegetation on the accessible from their home, but then inside their home, they should have controlled temperatures, good ventilation, and insulation from harmful noises from the outside world. So if you look at this apartment building, it is also exemplary of the international style. We have slender columns that get the building up off the ground, get ventilation for people inside this building. We have a roof terrace that gets people access to nature. There's an open plan on the inside, giving people free space for movement. And then there's this very plain facade and a ribbon of windows for them to be looking out and being close to nature. Same thing here with the Villa Savoye with these real slender columns. It gets this, box-like building up off the ground and gets humans here in the second and third level closer to this nature over here. A clear facade on all 4 sides and horizontal windows are components of this building. It's these steel and reinforced concrete columns that lift this building up off the ground. And on the inside, on the second and third floor, the architect, the homeowners would have the options to make smaller rooms or to have a big open design concept. So if you live in a home where you combine the kitchen, the living room, and the dining room, you experience an open design concept. And that was an option for this home as well. The exterior is more block-ish or cube shaped, and the interior has these features of curved lines that you see on this staircase that goes from the very bottom to the very top, in addition to a ramp. On the second level of the home, where all of the living really takes place, there is a courtyard in the center, and this is like a sun sink where the sun comes in and rooms all around the courtyard can bask in the sun, take advantage of that. You can see glasses here giving the family access to views of the courtyard. And here is looking from the courtyard into that room. The very top floor is like a terrace. It has a solarium, which is meant to capture the sun's rays and warmth, and it resembles an ocean liner, which is a modern day feature of life in 1929. And also it's got curved lines, reminiscent of or repeated from that stairwell. The other thing that this space allows for is that it takes the greenery that was lost on the main floor and brings it up here for humans to enjoy. So you can see all these plantings here in the courtyard and up here on this solarium. The bottom level is where the architect is trying to kind of place all the functions of the house that were required. well, at least for this style of living for this wealthy family. This was a summer, or excuse me, a weekend home for I think he was like a stockbroker or insurance salesman. And so you can see this bottom level is painted green, so it blends in with the ground at this level. And then it's got bedrooms and utility rooms. So look at this, because this is where a car would drive in. They would drive in over here, and then they would kind of circumambulate the bottom of the house. Let me show you that here in this next. So car drives in from the street, goes down the driveway, goes underneath the home between those pillars, and then it parks at an angle in the garage. And these bottom floor rooms are for the maid and for the chauffeur. And this is our curved staircase. And the idea is that Corbusier is evoking antiquity, kind of a promenade up the ramp. This ramp is on an axis in the home. The whole home is kind of centered around that ramp. But the car, again, drives in, gets to this back access point. The passengers can get out, they enter the home, they could go over here to our curved staircase, or they can go up the ramp as if they're going up a promenade. And then the car proceeds on with the chauffeur and parks at an angle in the garage. So this is a view of the ramp. You can see it's central to the house, and you can see the ramp goes from the bottom up to the third floor, just like if you were going up um, what is it called, where the Parthenon is, that you go up that hill in Athens to the Parthenon. So here you're walking up the ramp, and as you're walking, one architect described it as this movement being transcendent, that the light coming down from the sky into that second floor terrace and onto that third floor is going to shine on the walker, and they're going to have this movement up to the next level that is like walking up the Acropolis to a temple like the Parthenon. And here, Corbusier even used the Parthenon as a reference, that saying that the Parthenon took years to make it perfect. And the same would be true of the Villa Savoye, where he was trying to create the perfect ratio of a building and considered the size of humans in each level to create that ratio, just like the Parthenon is considered the perfect ratio of a temple and was copied in all Greek and Roman architecture. So the function is that this house serves as a temple to modern architecture, and it serves as a machine for humans to live in this modern world.